So there are a lot of people on the internet that like to claim that there's the best diet for you out there. There are people that like going vegan, there's people that like going keto, but there's one subgroup that I've always found to be the most interesting, and that's eating just meat and fruit. You heard me right. So there's no vegetables, no grains, just meat and fruit. And one of my buddies is actually a huge fan of this, and he said, oh dude, it will help you with your fitness, it'll keep you full forever. So I actually want to put him to the test with that. So for the next 7 days, I want to see how my body reacted to only eating meat and fruit. And trust me, it did a lot. But first, we got to start back all the way to day one.
Alexa, good morning.
Okay.
So on day one, there was two things that I mainly noticed. One was the simplicity of the diet. And if you only have meat and fruit as your categories of what you can choose to eat, there's not really anything that is complex when you're having breakfast, lunch, or dinner. Breakfast, you just have meat or fruit. Lunch, meat or fruit. Dinner, meat and fruit. That's all you really have. So me picking out the meals was pretty simple, and I did get a little bit diverse, such as like having ground beef, some liver, ground turkey, just a variety of different types of meat such as that. And then for fruit, which leads to the second point, is the absurd volume. So there was a lot of fruits that I had, and because fruits are super low in calorie, for most of them at least, you could have so much volume. So I mainly had apples, bananas, and oranges. I think for apples, I probably had at least like 10 on the first day. And because it was so filling and so low in calories, and because you have no other options, then why not just fill up on apples or bananas? So it made it super simple to really choose whatever I wanted.
Okay, so it is currently 5:20 a.m. and if you wake up this early, I'm sorry, but right now we got a big bowl of fruit and we also have some salmon and beef liver. If this is your breakfast, this is pretty big. I'll put the macros right here, but I'm very curious how I'm going to feel after this first meal. So starting off with beef liver, because I have not tried beef liver before. That's good.
And in terms of training, it was pretty easy to say nonetheless. On the first day when I was going to the gym, I felt pretty energized, probably because of the amount of sugar and carbs inside my veins at this point. For having so many bananas and apples, it felt pretty energizing getting in the gym and smashing some weights. So overall, day one was pretty much a big win. So on days 2 through 4, it was very similar to day one, except it was just amplified. That I had so much volume from the fruit that I got so tired of it. And I ended up putting it into smoothies because I just wanted to not feel so full and bloated from all the sugar and carbs I was having. But from the protein, it was still just as filling because you're having just like 150, 200 grams of protein a day from just the amount of food that you're having. And then on top of that, because I was having so many carbs from fruit, I felt super energetic. I felt like I had crackhead energy. When I was on my step counter, I would see that I would get at least about 17 to 20,000 steps a day. And normally that is about double than what I typically have, at least during the week that this was going on.
Something I noticed is that when I go to the gym more often and just work out, I noticed that for my overall training, it is way better. I don't feel hungry, I don't feel sluggish. It just feels very easy to get through my workouts, especially throughout the day, because I don't have to worry about that anymore. Probably because of all the protein I'm having and crazy amount of fiber from all the fruit, because it's all like fresh fruit, or a little bit frozen too, but mainly fresh. But yeah, it's just been super crazy on just how in a few days it makes a big difference.
But there was one thing this entire time that really caught me off guard is as I was tracking my calories, I also get to see the nutrients on the app that I use, which is MacroFactor. And there was one crucial crutch that I totally neglected when starting this diet. So today's day 4, and a couple minutes ago, I just had dinner and I thought to myself, I wonder how many vitamins and minerals I'm actually getting from all my food. So I looked at my MacroFactor app, checked, and I realized I am super low in a lot of these things. I'm low in selenium, I'm low in vitamin A, I'm low on phosphate, I'm low on a bunch of different parts, but other vitamins and minerals such as like vitamin C or like iron or maybe even zinc to some extent, like those are really high from what I'm having for all the meat and all the eggs and all the fruit. So that is like, I guess a good thing, but overall, this is long-term probably be very hard to sustain overall. And on day 5, this is when really everything started to go downhill. When I would wake up in the morning, I started getting really hungry for some reason. I think it was because of all the sugar I was having. And on top of that, I wasn't feeling full anymore from just eating the meat and the fruit. Yes, I still had a ton of protein and I was getting a ton of fiber, and that sugar, man, it just really gives you that huge spike of energy. But now that's not lasting as long, I'm just getting huge energy spikes. So throughout my days, even though I had like a big lunch or a big dinner, I was thinking to myself, oh, I can't wait till the next meal or the next snack that comes, because I just felt super hungry. But in terms of training, I felt super sore and not wanting to go to the gym. Like for example, because of me having so much sugar right before the workout, and then as I'm working out, I just get that huge energy spike. I just felt really tired during some of my workouts at the time.
Okay, not gonna lie, right now, I feel super exhausted and I got good sleep. I am not like having unhealthy foods, because you can't really have too much of unhealthy foods on me and fruit diet, but I don't know why I think it's because like I feel super sore still, which is kind of ironic because a few days ago I felt totally fine, but not so much anymore.
And these energy drops just kept happening throughout days 6 and 7. I got so tired that I thought to myself, oh, I'm gonna take a nap. And that nap ended up lasting for like 4 hours at a time for both days. And I was like, okay, I just want this to be over. I am done. Let me out, let me out, let me out. It just kept happening over and over again.
So it is currently 7:20 right now, and it is day 7. I am so tired. I'm very done with this already. I really don't want to do this anymore, of just the weird energy levels and mood swings, you could say. But I just can't wait to eat my peanut butter and my broccoli again. Maybe not those two together, but you get what I mean.
So now there might be 2 things running through your mind. Is, why is Dalton being such a baby from only eating meat and fruit? Reason justified. And 2, is this diet really for me? And honestly, I cannot answer that for you, because there are a lot of factors that could be, there are certain foods available to you at the time, what type of things you like and you don't like, are you actually training super hard? There's too many factors that go into play to really say this is for you. Obviously, you got to be a little more aware of things that are happening, such as like the amount of sugar that you're having. Are you still getting electrolytes throughout all your foods? Are you getting enough vitamins and minerals? Just things to be aware about when you're ever picking any diet. As long as you got those things long term, then you should be okay. But honestly, for example, for me, I did not prepare at this at all. So imagine what it would be like if you tried doing this for a month or a year or multiple years. You would just end up killing yourself if you don't prepare for the diet and what's going to come your way later on. So always be aware of what you're having. So are there foods that are actually healthier than others? Well, you could say that depending on the food. And if you guys are interested in that, make sure that you guys take a look at this video right here that I just made. So you might like it, take a little bit of a peek, see what it is. And if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure that you subscribe down below, and I will see y'all later. Take care, guys.